Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Donnelle here at GroundSounds in Columbus, Ohio, with a very, very special guest, personal friend of mine, Mr. Jamaal Durr. Ladies and gentlemen, how you doing, man?
Wonderful, man. Wonderful.
That's great. That's
Beautiful
great,
day.
man. So tell me, man. Tell me what's been going on, man. Give me a little bit of history and tell me how you got into art and stuff.
Sure. Let's see. I would say I got into art very early on, maybe around age like 4 or 5 or so. It started with coloring books.
Wow.
Just seeing these images of like Mickey Mouse,
Yeah.
those kinds of characters, Looney Tunes, and I really enjoyed filling in those images. And I think eventually I got to a point where I was like, you know what, like I want to make my own images that I can color in. And so, back then it was just like, like myself, my family, like my house,
Right. On the walls and stuff.
Yeah,
Mom getting mad. Like, why you painting on the damn walls?
They saw something there. They saw the potential. And so throughout the years, it's something that they always encouraged.
Yeah.
And then when we moved here, we moved to Dayton, born and raised in Lima, Ohio. So when we moved to Dayton, they have an art school there for grades.
Oh, Lima or in Dayton?
In Dayton.
Okay. What's that school called?
It's called Stivers School for the Arts.
Nice.
And so they have grades 7 through 12.
Okay.
And so I think that was the first time where I started to somewhat take it serious. So I was there for about 2.5 years. Graduated from a different high school. So then upon graduating high school, I went to study architecture at Pratt Institute.
At Pratt? Wow, okay.
Out in Brooklyn. It was very, very fun, a huge learning experience for me. My time was cut short there, unfortunately. It was just ridiculously expensive.
Oh, wow. I can only imagine. I mean, especially being up there in New York.
Yeah, it was just struggle city, man. Like
I
everything.
understand. It just wasn't going right for you.
It's like everything that could go wrong was going wrong.
Wow. How important do you think that is when it comes to, the struggle? Because like you're saying, like every time something was going wrong, everything started to go wrong. But what was it, do you think it was that you told yourself to kind of keep you, keep going? And what was your anchor is what I'm asking. What was that source?
I think that anchor for me at that time, a couple of things. One, like I've always had this, I would call it an insatiable desire to improve.
Okay.
Right? Just always wanting to, be better than I was. I felt like I had always been pretty successful growing up, whether it was, school or sports.
Yeah.
So then here I am at a point where I'm just like failing left and right.
Wow.
And I just felt like I wasn't giving my family a reason to be proud of me. I wasn't giving my daughters, I have to have 2 little girls, I felt like I wasn't giving them a reason to be proud of me. And I'm just like, like we have to
Get this together.
We have to get this together. We have to turn this around. And so, those 2 things for sure, definitely, always kept that fire lit under me, even when things were going wrong. And I mean, pretty much what I've noticed, the trend from 2016 to now is, the better that my work has gotten, as the quality of what I was putting out increased, the bigger and better opportunities that I saw coming my way. The higher, compensation I was able to command for commission-based projects, and even originals, right? Throughout all of that, that's been the key. The better you get with what you're putting out, the better the opportunities are. So.
Wow.
And that's just become another thing.
That
right?
just kind of added on to the fire.
Yeah, just keep getting better. Just keep getting better. So I worked quite a few day jobs over the course of that time, mainly in food service. Obviously, our time together.
At Miami Valley Hospital.
Miami Valley Hospital.
That was interesting.
Yeah, good times, man. Good times.
It was.
Good times.
Yeah,
but shout out to them. They were good people.
Yeah, for sure.
I was an assistant manager at a Jimmy John's.
Oh, for real? Oh, wow. Okay. Wow. How was that?
That was actually a fun job.
For real? Did we just? Wow. All right.
We had a good time. I mean,
That's pretty dope, man.
a lot of the employees were, like high school kids, college
Oh yeah,
kids.
so everyone's like just like chilling and stuff and having
good
just a
vibes.
ball, right?
Yeah,
Having a
chilling
ball,
and making sandwiches, right?
delivering them on time. No,
right. Creaky Pass.
Right.
Shout out to them. And then I think what happened eventually is that, again, just as the opportunities continue to increase with the art, pursuing my crafts and working this day job, they eventually just started to collide.
Understand? Yep.
And it was a spur of the moment decision when I decided to leave.
Is there any new projects that you might be working on that's coming up soon?
Yeah. So right now, still the summertime. This is mural season. So I just wrapped up one, maybe a couple of weeks ago at a drink store, like one of those like Herbalife stores up in my hometown, up in Lima.
I do. Is there any like advice that you would give like people who are getting into art or just anyone in general with a dream? What would some advice that you would give them?
So for anybody who's looking to, reach full-time status as a creator, consistency definitely reigns supreme. You always want to be learning. You definitely never want to stop being a student. In the world of art and design, there's always new trends. There's always a new something, right? So if you're able to, keep up with the curve, or even, go a step further and be ahead of the curve, that's definitely ideal. But just in terms of anybody who is passionate about something and chasing a dream, one of the greatest bits of advice that I received actually came from my mother.
Shout out to Mom Dukes.
Yeah. Shout out to moms. But so it was this past November. It was Black Friday weekend. I was gearing up for my first Black Friday run, right? And right out the gate, it wasn't quite going how I had hoped, and I was just incredibly frustrated, right?
I understand.
On Black Friday, it's the end of the month. I'm like, all right, like the first is almost here. I got bills to pay. Like I am banking on this weekend to be something special.
Right.
And so right out the gate, it wasn't quite working out for me. And as a result, I became very emotional. I became very frustrated, very angry, and just very unpleasant to be around, right? Because I just felt like I was failing in that moment. And so then, fast forward to that following Monday, Cyber Monday.
Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah. I bet it started going crazy.
I actually ended up having a fantastic weekend.
Wow.
Fantastic, right? And so I'm telling my mom, and while she's happy for me and everything, and was glad that everything worked out. She was just like, "Now look, when you decided to step away from the hospital, from your day job, you chose to step out on faith, and you have to maintain that faith." Even when things aren't going your way.
That's right. Yeah.
You have to. And, that is something, I feel like I repeat that to myself in my head almost daily.
How important do you think that is when it comes to pursuing your dreams, having some kind of base faith that keep you going?
Faith it's everything. For anything to come to fruition, any idea, any project, whatever it is you're wanting to do, you first have to believe that it's possible. If you don't believe that it's possible, then you can't make anybody else believe that it's possible, right? Because oftentimes all the projects that we do and things we want to pursue, we need other people.
Yeah, good point.
Right? And so you aren't going to be able to convince or persuade anybody to do anything, whether it be funding or just actually being hands-on with you. You can't make anybody else believe in you until you believe in yourself. And so it definitely all starts there, man.
That's that's the nail on the head, man. That is the nail on the head. Well, listen, man, we always when we always bring in artists from all over the world, we always play these little games with them. where we call it the quick question answer.
Okay.
So
okay.
I'm gonna ask you a series of questions, and you have to respond to these questions without thinking. Like your first response, that's your answer.
Sure.
All right. So you ready?
Yeah, let's get it.
Okay. Favorite artist?
Kanye West.
Kanye. All right. Favorite sport?
Basketball.
Basketball. Favorite season?
Summer.
Summer. Hey, shout out Summer. Favorite meal?
Favorite meal? I love Chinese food, man.
Chinese? Actually, yeah. I feel that. Hey, man. Orange chicken and rice.
Hey.
Favorite day of the week?
Thursday.
Thursday? Okay, all right, interesting. Apple or Android?
Apple.
Oh, yeah, of course, Coke or Pepsi?
Yeah, give me Pepsi. I'm a Pepsi guy.
Okay, all right, Pepsi. Same. Creamy or crunchy peanut butter?
Creamy.
Creamy? Okay, if you could have any superpower in the world, what would it be?
Ice powers.
You said ice powers?
Ice powers, like Sub-Zero or like
Oh,
Iceman.
yeah, freezing everybody. It's just, oh, man, out here cold because I don't have no heart. No. Oh, man. So if you could sit on the window seat or I'll sit on the plane.
Window seat. I need
Oh,
the
yeah,
views, man.
Yeah, it's
Big views.
Same. All right, your favorite ice cream?
You can't go wrong with chocolate chip cookie dough.
Chocolate chip cookie dough? Ooh, that actually sounds good. I would have to go with chocolate chip mint chocolate chip. That's pretty good. All right, and then the last question is this is a good one. If you could be friends with, okay, all right, let me look at it actually. Okay, here we go. Who would you have been better friends with, Biggie or Tupac?
That's a good question.
That's a hard one for me. I don't know. I couldn't answer that one. But that's someone else actually. One of our other artists wrote that down. I was like, wow, that's kind of hard, man. Shout out to Marv Xless. Marv Xless, he's the one who came up with this question.
I could make a case for both.
Same. That's what I said.
However, I think I would have been better friends with Biggie.
Biggie? Okay. Well, why would you say Biggie?
I think, well, for one, he was. I don't know if any of y'all have checked out that biography on Netflix about Biggie.
I think, is that the Notorious, or is there a newer one?
A newer one.
So
not
check that
the biopic, the Notorious movie that came out a while back, like an actual like
a documentary.
Documentary. My bad.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Wrong choice of words. But it's a documentary.
Oh, okay, documentary. Okay. What's do you remember what it was called?
I don't. I don't.
I'm about to just check it out.
But I think it's still on there. Like this was in the past few months. But,
okay. This is new.
Yeah.
Smack. Okay.
But I was very, very intrigued by some of the aspects of his upbringing. He was very, very musically inclined growing up. He was being groomed to be a jazz musician, which I thought was very, very interesting.
Wow.
But then just looking at the way that he, fell into the streets, fell into hustling and things like that, and then eventually just what led him to becoming who he was, something about it just really resonated with me. It was very easy for me to kind of put myself in his shoes and understand his decision making, because I feel like I've been at that point at times as well, which is like my back's against the wall, like bills got to be paid.
Yeah, I got to do what I got to do.
Miles got to be fed. Like what are we going to do? And luckily, I didn't have to go that route. Which shout out to my support system. Yeah. But just all of that, it just really, really resonated with me, and I just think kind of spoke to a similar mindset between him and I.
That's pretty dope. That's really dope. Yeah, I definitely gonna check out that documentary. You said it was on Netflix, right?
Yes, on Netflix. I'm sure it's still there. It was very brief. Okay. It wasn't quite as in depth as I was hoping, but it was definitely more so just looking at the early years.
Got you. Of
Biggie. So not
which is
so
good.
much.
That's good, because then you get a backstory of how he became who he was, really. Wow.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, if there's before we get out of here, is there any like last thoughts? Is there any? Oh, make sure you can tell people your website where they can go and all your Instagram stuff, Facebook, stuff like that.
Yeah, shameless plugs. So in the art world, I'm known as JQ, which is my first and middle initial, but we've like broken that down into a name now. Okay. So now it's Jake Hugh. right?
JQ, okay.
Yeah, it's like hue was in colors, right?
Oh,
So
okay.
it kind of ties in.
I got it. All right. At least
So
these little puns there, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
right. Eventually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that into I'm going to flesh it out into a character.
Oh, okay.
And
Wow.
use that to create some very interesting narrative-based art.
All right.
So
All right. That's a good idea.
So when I have the time to actually, flesh out the designs and everything, that'll
Then
start
it's
to
gonna
roll
be
out.
like, oh man, see,
Yeah.
you better be ready, man. That's what I said. I gotta catch you now before you take off. Then it's gonna be kind of hard to get a hold of you. So, you know?
But yeah, so on Twitter and Instagram, you can find me at JQ_.
Could you spell that for us?
Oh yeah, sure. So JAKEHUE and then underscore.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, so that's Facebook. I'm sorry, that's Instagram. That's Twitter. Facebook is just my real name is Jamaal Durr, right? But then yeah, my official website is jqvisuals.net. So there you can find like the gallery setup, my shop. Merchandise is coming back in September. I have some really cool ideas for some shirts and hoodies and stickers and things. Yeah, you can find some really, really cool stuff on my website as well. So you definitely go check that out, jqvisuals.net.
Wow. Well, yeah, there you guys have it, man. Like I said, is there any last thoughts that you want to tell anybody out there, or any shout outs you want to give to anyone?
Well, I mean, I definitely want to thank you for reaching out.
Hey, man, no
have
problem,
me on your platform. I love this space. It's a very, very dope space. I feel like it definitely breeds creativity. It's amazing. Shout out to all of my supporters. Shout out to my babies, Reagan and Jazz. I hope they have a great
Vacation
getaway.
That's messed up.
Getaway in San
Messed
Diego.
up, you guys, man. Ain't gonna leave him
but
up here for the beach.
Right. My family, my friends, and just anybody who supports what I do, just thank you, because without you all, I can't do what I do. I don't have the freedom to create what I'm compelled to create without the people that support what I do. So,
totally understand that.
All the praise, all the love to each and every single one of you.
Hell yeah.
This is JQ. You know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm
JQ. And you are watching GroundSounds.